Hello and hi everyone. Welcome to Storytime. Today we're doing a great book. It is called Fall is Not Easy by Marty Kelley. And it's a really cool story about changes that happen in the fall. The trees change, the weather changes. And so let's get started. I am going to change to my tabletop camera to read you this wonderful story. There we go. Fall is not easy. Winter is easy. My branches are bare. Check out that tree. You know, trees do a lot of kind of resting in the winter, I think. Then snow starts to melt and spring is in the air. Ooh, things are melting. Look at the snow on the ground there. It's melting right off, and there's a bird and a little nest in the tree. Spring is in the air. That's a change of seasons. Springtime is easy. That's what the tree says. Springtime is easy. Green leaves start to grow. Can you see all those tiny little leaves starting to grow on the trees? And can you remember back to last spring when the tree leaves were really tiny and kind of yellowy green? The bird is in the nest there. Okay. Then spring rains are followed by the summer sun's glow. Ooh, look, it's all cloudy over here. Great big old spring thunderstorm. That's fun. And here comes the sun. And look, are the leaves bigger? Yes, they are. Comes the sun and the leaves start to grow. Summer is easy. Look at that. A nice big tree full of green leaves. Just bask in the sun. There's that sunshine up there making the leaves grow. All the leaves making food for that tree. Then breezes blow cooler and summer is done. Look at the change in the trees starting to happen. The leaves aren't quite as green. Summer is done. It's like right about now. Fall is not easy. That's the name of the book. Fall is not easy. Do you wonder why? Whoops. I wonder why the tree says fall is not easy. Oh, it's time for a change. Green leaves turn colors. But mine, says the tree, all look strange. That isn't right. And that's just all wrong. Have you ever seen a tree do that? My colors won't go where I think they belong. Look, a red, white, and blue, a red and white stripe, and a yellow and purple stripe. What's happening to this tree? My leaves should be fire and brilliant and bright. What's this? Looks like a hamburger to me. And what's this? Looks like a map of the earth. My leaves should be fire and brilliant and bright. And I tried, but they just won't come out right. What's this? A cow? No way. A cow with leaves that just look silly. Eat at Joe's. I don't know. If we could get a tree to do that, wouldn't that be great? Whoa. And just when my patience begins to wear thin, look at that. Oh, that's a jack-o'-lantern. Just when my patience begins to wear thin, my leaves all fall off and winter blows in. There we go. Winter. The leaves fall off. Winter blows in with snow. Let's see what the last page says. Winter is easy. Well, I think that tree was having a little bit of trouble there, don't you? I think my favorite one was either the rainbow or maybe the cow. That's really silly. Can you imagine some other kind of leaves that a tree might grow? Some other kind of pattern? It's kind of cool. So we're just having a play along right now that I'm going to set up. And I'm going to show you some things with my up close camera and see if you can figure out what that pattern actually is. So I see kind of fur and I see dots. And just like the tree, we started to recognize patterns. We recognized a hamburger and a rainbow and a smiley face. There were lots of patterns. What do you think this, if you were looking at this up close, what do you think? I'll give you a clue. They're animals. Can you guess what animal that might be? 1, 2, 3. Did you make your guess? Oh, yeah, it's a fawn. Let's do another one. Okay. I have another pattern for you to recognize. Do you think the tree that we saw in the book, do you think a tree could do something like this? All right, what pattern, what animal do you think that is? To me, that's an easy one. Okay, make your guess. 1, 2, 3. It's a zebra, of course. Stripes, black and white, easy breezy. This one might not be so easy for you. Let's try this one. Ooh, I see yellow. They're almost like diamonds. Yellow and blue and some green, some black. Ooh. I wish I could actually, if this wasn't a picture, it seems like I could feel it and touch it. All right, make your guess. 1, 2, 3. What pattern is this? I got them sideways. It's a snake. Those were his scales. Let's do that again. There they are. Scales on a snake. All of these are really cool patterns. If you see them up really close, you may not recognize them. Here's one that might be kind of easy. Let's do this one. It looks like fur to me, and I'm looking at it really close, and there's brown patches, and it looks like little trails all the way through the patches of lighter fur. All right, are you ready to make your guess? 1, 2, 3. Whoa, my camera isn't catching that. It's a giraffe. See all those black spots, or not black spots, brown spots with the lighter trails of fur all the way through? Good old giraffe. That was pretty fun. There is one more that I'm going to show you. See if you can guess this one. Whoa, that is really colorful. Look at that, black and yellow and orange and white. And oh, look at this. What do you think that is? Those look like veins, like almost on a leaf, but do you think it's a leaf? I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's an animal. But you know, leaves have veins when you see them. We're going to talk about that in a minute when we do a craft. Oh, make your guess. Have you decided what you think it might be? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Ta-da! It's a butterfly. Next time you see a butterfly and you look at the wing up close, look for those veins. Those are on butterfly wings. Lots of color there. All right, so that's our little play along activity, kind of related to how that tree grew all those patterns. We had some animal patterns, animal wing patterns, animal scale patterns, animal fur patterns. It would really be neat if a tree could do that too. So today, for our craft, we are going to work with some leaves. And so I have some here. And we are also going to work with some paint. So today, to do the craft with us, it would probably be a good idea to have a plate. And I hope you went outside and got a few leaves like I did. We need some coffee filters. You know, sometimes coffee filters are white, and that's what would really, really be the best kind of coffee filter to have. Or you could just use white paper, but the paint won't spread out as much. But today I only have brown. And then I have some food coloring and some water. And I have a pencil, and I have some scissors. And I also have a paintbrush because I know that, oh yes, and a dropper. So you can suck up liquid and drop it onto your coffee filters. But if you don't have one of these droppers, you can also use a brush. So those are the supplies we're going to work with. We are going to make pretend leaves. We're going to see if we can make the pattern of colored leaves with all of these supplies. So I'm going to move this one to the side. It's just going to be down here so you can see how I'm working. So first I'm going to take my coffee filter, and I'm going to take a pen or a pencil, and I already did it. I traced a leaf onto my coffee filter. See that? Yep. So I'm going to do another one so you can see what I did. I have a bunch of leaves here, and let's see, I already did the oak leaf, so I'm going to do a huge maple leaf. And this is what I did. I took my pen or pencil or crayon, and I traced around the edges. Not exactly, because in a minute I'm going to cut these out with my scissors. There we go. All the way around. Making sure, you know, maple leaves have lots of nooks and crannies. And then I go down to the stem, and I'm going to make the stem wide. All right, so there we go. So I've got 2 leaves traced, but I also have some different leaf shapes. I could do another one with a beech leaf. That was a maple. This one's a beech. Beech are a lot easier. They just have wavy margins or edges, and they're smaller. So I'm tracing that beech leaf like that. So now I have 3 leaves traced. I want to do one more. I did oak, maple, beech. Oh, this one is one called basswood, and I have one more filter here. Woo! So we're going to start adding color to these leaves in just a second. Okay, there's my basswood leaf. Oh, and this one's easier to trace too. The maple and the oak, they have lots of zigzags around the margin or edges of the leaf. Oops. But these other ones just have some edges that look like saw blades. Okay, there's my stem, and there's my basswood. So you can see the lines that I drew on each one of my coffee filters. So what I'm going to do, and it just depends on what you want to do first. So I'm going to do one right now. I'm going to cut out the oak leaf before I get my coffee filter all wet. But if you don't cut it out first, that is okay, and that's probably even better, because then you can dry it and cut it out afterwards. But we're going to try it both ways and see what happens. So I am kind of cutting around how I drew my oak leaf while my coffee filter is still dry, but it doesn't matter what you do first, because you can always dry it out later and then cut it. Not a problem. There we go. So there it is. I cut out my leaf. All right, so I'm going to get that out of the way. Now let's add some color, because that's the fun part. So, oh, you know, every time you paint, you're going to want some paper towel. I'm sorry I didn't say that at the beginning, because that is always necessary for me when I am making and working with paint and making a mess. It's always better to have some paper towel. So there I took my plate. I put a piece of paper towel down there. And now let's see, I'm going to start to add some colors. So I have some orange. That's a good fall leaf color, don't you think? I have some red. That's another good fall leaf color, I think. And a little bit of green, because sometimes when I go out and I look for leaves, there's some green still left in the leaves, a little bit of chlorophyll still hanging on. And every once in a while I see purple, so I have those colors to work with. So now I have my dropper dripper, and let's add some color to the coffee filter leaf that I made. I'm going to do orange first. So if you have a white coffee filter, this would show up even better. So I'm going to go drip, 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 woo, and squeeze it out. Woo, it's going to turn orange. Let's see. I want red now. This was red, yeah. Sometimes when you use food coloring or watercolor paint, when it's concentrated, you can't see which color it's actually going to be. Woo! That's pretty good. Well, how about a little green? Because sometimes there's a little green left in the leaf. A little drip, 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 drip. And is that purple? Yeah. I'm not going to add too much purple, but I'm dripping. And the leaf color starts to mix in with each other. So I'm going to put that down. Now, you have one soggy coffee filter, right? So I got some more paper towels, and I'm going to kind of dab up some of that juicy, juicy, juicy. And it makes the paper towels almost as pretty as what you're working on. In fact, probably in this case, because I don't have a white coffee filter, it might even look prettier. But it will also dry your coffee filter a little bit. One cool thing about coffee filters is if you didn't cut out your leaf yet, uh-oh, it's stuck to my paper towel. It will dry really fast. So there we have it. Check it out. It's my beautiful oak leaf. What do you think? All right, so I'm going to set that one aside. So this time, instead of cutting it out first, I am going to work on a whole leaf. I think I'm going to do the maple leaf and stick it there. And I, of course, need my paper towel so I don't make a huge honking mess. And this time I want to demonstrate how you might do it if you don't have a squirter like I do, or an eyedropper or a pipette, sometimes they call it. But what if I only have a paintbrush? How's that going to work? Let's figure it out. Okay, so I'm going to stick, I love orange, so we're going to do that. So I'm just getting my paintbrush in the paint and then kind of dropping it over my leaf. Now it's a little bit harder, but coffee filters are cool. They will absorb or suck it up. You can even touch your paintbrush to the coffee filter, kind of wherever you want to. All right, so I'm going to dab that off before I put it in the red. And I didn't happen to have any yellow food coloring or watercolor paint today, but that might be a good color choice for fall colors. And I am just like dropping and dripping the paint from the brush this time. Ooh. Orange and yellow. Very cool. And here is some green just because. Whoops. Just because. There's a little bit of chlorophyll left in those leaves. Okay, so what did I get? I'm going to put some more orange over here. Now, if you drop a lot of liquid on your coffee filter, it really will get soggy. But that's okay. Remember, you got some paper towels. You might even end up with little puddles in your coffee filter. But you can always pour that off if you're near a sink, or you can always suck it up with paper towels, which is what I'm going to do right now. Let's see how this one turned out. All right, so it only takes a few minutes to dry because I did not cut this leaf out ahead of time. But if you have one, you can still see the lines that you traced. And ooh, there we go. And in about 10 minutes, that's going to be dry enough to cut. In fact, it almost almost is dry enough to cut now. Because my scissors are sharp, but your scissors might not be that sharp, and so you might not be able to cut it, but I can almost. I think I'm gonna wait because it's kind of mushing it up. But if you wait about 10 minutes, you'll be able to cut out your leaf. And you'll have a great, gorgeous looking leaf. All right, so let's do one more. I'm gonna set that one aside. Let's do one more. And this time I am gonna cut it out first. I'm gonna do the basswood because it's big and round and ta-da, easy to cut ahead of time. Cut, cut, cut. All the way around my basswood leaf, wiggles and squiggles, and there we go. All right, so I'm using up a lot of paper towel, but that's kind of okay. All right, piece of paper towel, and my basswood leaf, and my squirter. Okay, here we go. Squirt, squirt, squirt. Ooh, I did purple. No, that's red. Ooh. That's red. Now I have a little bit of water here, so if you do have a pipette and it gets all mucky and you don't want to mix colors, you can take and have a little bit of water in a cup and squish and squish and squirt and squirt and squish and squish and squirt and squirt until it looks a little clearer inside, and then you'll get a better color. So I just squirted a whole bunch of red, and then I cleaned out my pipette. I am in love with orange and green. So here comes some green. And then I'm going to rinse it. Oops, squirt. And I'm going to top it off with some orange, and then I'm going to call my basswood leaf good. So I've seen basswood leaves in my yard, and they're all brown right now. So they don't get, leaves are different. Some leaves just turn brown and don't turn the colors. But then some do. Lots and lots and lots of colors. Okay, I gotta suck and absorb up some of the excess liquid here now for my basswood leaf. There we go. Ta-da. And there it is. Beautiful. Oh, you can see my fingers through it. Good. All right, so when those dry, you could probably hang them in your windows. You could tape them up to your window so the light would shine through, and all of those pretty colors will be really visible. So there we go. Let me do one thing to show off these wonderful colors that we've got here. So here was our oak leaf, and oh yeah, my oak leaf is all dry now. Look at that. There's the oak leaf. And here is the basswood leaf. And they're all pretty and they're all dry. So if you wanted to hang them up, you could poke a little hole in there and hang them up with a string, or you could just tape them to your window and watch the sun shine through them. So there's our story today about leaves and changing color, and how we can do a little project here, and about recognizing patterns. So we're going to change the camera and say goodbye. Well, thanks for coming for story time, and we hope you enjoyed the story, and we hope you enjoyed the extra fun along with it. See you next time.
Well, thank you to everybody that tuned in with us today. We appreciate you coming. And if you've got some leaves that you painted, we'd love to see them. You can find us on social media, send them over to us, especially if you've painted some leaves that are a little bit silly, like the book. If you found some weird patterns and you painted your leaves like that or painted a tree like that, send it to us. We'd love to see that. We're doing another story next week, a week from today at 11 a.m. So we hope that you join us live for that. We also hope that you join us for our other programs. Every Tuesday, we're doing Get Crafty. So we're doing arts and crafts together and getting hands-on, and sometimes making a mess, but always having fun. And every Friday, we're doing First Step Science. So we're making and using scientific tools and using them to discover more about our world. So we hope that you join us for that as well. Those programs are all at 11 o'clock. They're all hands-on, interactive, and live. You can join us live at 11 a.m. by going to greatlakeskids.org. Click on our offerings, and all of the programs are right there. You can also donate to the Children's Museum to help keep programs like this on the air. We appreciate anything they're able to give, especially during this time. To find more information on donating and a direct link to do so right there, you can go to greatlakeskids.org/donate, and all the information is right there. So again, we hope that you join us live next time. We'd love to see you, and until then, we'll say goodbye. Bye.
Bye.